Choices actually has a quite rigorous orientation process. There are a couple of days of watching videos and answering questions and listening to staff explain the heart of choices, not just what choices does on a day-to-day basis, but why, like what is our purpose. So in my role as patient advocate, what I want my patients to feel when they walk into the doors of choices is a few things. One, I want them to know that there's no judgment. I see every woman who walks in the door has a very unique set of circumstances, financial circumstances, educational degrees or lack thereof, social support, and relational network. Like, every one of them is unique and different. Every woman I talk to has a completely different story and needs completely different resources. But there's a common thread in every woman who walks through the doors. And I have that common thread as well. And that is quite honestly just human frailty. These women come in and they are experiencing the reality, sometimes for the first time, of having this situation they have no control over, they cannot fix, and they are lost and overwhelmed. And we've all been there. What these women need most of all and first of all is a space to be vulnerable, a space to voice their greatest fear and their greatest hurt and their concerns, and what makes them joyful. There's oftentimes a great deal of shame that they just need to speak out loud. And a lot of times they're coming to grips with their situation for the first time. And so just opening up the room for them to say whatever they need to say and feel whatever they need to feel, knowing that whatever that is and whatever that looks like, I have also been touched by the brokenness of the world, and no one is exempt from that. And that there is always hope. That is the greatest joy. I never leave a volunteer shift without at least once genuinely, intangibly experiencing the resurrected Christ in the moments that they are voicing their deepest pain, and knowing that whether it be the resources that Choices has to offer or just the reality that Jesus never leaves us and that he runs towards us. Just having that hope to offer them in a space where they feel completely empty and void is a tremendous blessing that it makes me run to Choices for my shift. And it also makes me not want to leave. We walk into that room with the Holy Spirit. One of my favorite things to do, especially if a patient voices a lack of faith, or that they are agnostic, or they're an atheist, or they just don't, they're not spiritual. I hear that sometimes too. I love to pray with them. And I ask permission, and I've never been told no, but I love that moment knowing that the Holy Spirit is real and that Jesus is in that room with us, and that I can pray with them, and they are able to experience the reality of the Holy Spirit in that moment in a tremendous way. And there's just nothing they need more than that, whether they realize and acknowledge it or not. There's a tremendous amount of shame in the situation they find themselves in, oftentimes. And so just that reality that it is when we feel like we're at the end of ourselves and we have regret and shame, that Jesus is the closest. And when things feel the darkest, we see him the best. One of the most prominent resources that Choices has to offer women who come to our facility is information on options. We see a lot of young women who have no idea what an abortion entails, what pregnancy even is like. They don't understand where they are or what they're facing. So to provide them information on each of the options, that is a reality. I might not like it, but abortion is a reality and it is an option. There is no shame in their thinking about an abortion. Logically, it is a real opportunity for them. It is a real option. So confirming in their mind, yes, this is an option. It's my job to let you know all the things that this option entails, not just the physical ramifications in the moments or the days that an abortion is taking place, but even more so the psychological and the mental and emotional and spiritual impact that comes for years after. I feel like working at Choices, talking to these women as a patient advocate, sitting with them and telling them, I am for you. And I don't know what that is going to look like. I don't know all that that's going to entail, but we're going to talk. And I want to hear where you're at and what you're thinking and who in your life is going to support you and who in your life isn't supporting you. So I can wrap my head around that and then figure out all that Choices can do for you.